Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach the Laravel authentication part using the role base user and admin. It consists of two roles, which is a user and admin. Okay, if you are logging as a user, you have a certain privileges. If it is a user, there is a admin part. They cover about all the system, right? So here we have made using the security, right? So here we implement the middleware to make the security. We saw all the things that we have done as a custom code, right? So I'm going to log in as a user. So we have write arun at gmail.com. So password 123. Click on this. Here it is login successfully as a user dashboard. Here user dashboard also here showing. So as a user dashboard, this is the session also. We can have a session. So I click log out, it will be log out, right? Now I'm going to go to as a admin login, so we can't go like this. So we have write admin login, we have a URL like this. Okay, so we can't this log URL. This URL, if you are type it the wrong one, username and login you here invalid credential, right? So after that, what you are going, if you are return, write it the correct username and password, you will be able to log in as a admin dashboard, right? So now this is the admin part, right? So when you log out the system, it will log out, right? Now imagine if you are going to as you can see, now this is the part we have covered about here. If someone trying to log in using user dashboard without making the security, sometimes the user are logging like this. If you have a good web development experience here, you can't log in because they made the security here user dashboard. You can't go over here, right? So if you are sometimes there are login as a user, but they are trying to access the admin dashboard, right? So if you are press refresh the page here, you can't it will be redirected to an admin login page. If you are an admin user only, you will be able to log in the page, right? These are security I will make. So how to make this system very professionally and security, and we have to make the authentication using middleware. We will be discussed step by step in Laravel. Now let's create the project. So what we are going to do is I'm going to go to my official website, which is a Tutors Funny, right? So here I have gave the step by step. Here this one, click on this link, go to my official website, click on this. Based on the documentation, you will be able to make this tutorial, right? Okay? So here first I am going to install the project. Okay, so I am going to copy this URL. So how to install the Laravel project, I explain it. Composer create project Laravel, this one. Okay, right, I just copy this. You can click Ctrl C, copy this, come to over here with the G drive. So I'm going to make that in the folder which is a Laravel 11 projects, right? Inside here I'm going to go to make up. Here you have to type cmd, get the command prompt window, right click, you have to paste them. Your example app I have defaultly I give the name. If you want, you can give any name of the app name. So I just give as you can give as a multi-authentication. Okay, you can give, okay, right? Laravel multiple authentication. Okay, this is a multiple authentication system. Okay, user and admin. Okay, so you have to wait until the project is installed complete successfully. You have to wait until the installation has been successfully completed, right? Now the project has been installation completed. So I'm going to go to open up the project using cd, type cd example app present key. Go inside this folder. I'm going to open up my web app project in the VS Code space dot. It has been opened successfully. You will be able to see it. Click yes, close it. Now what you're going to do is here. Okay, this is the env file. I'm going to create the first one. I'm going to go to the env file. I'm going to configure the database. So I just copy this all the things I want to select all, control, control, press hold on the control key plus and forward slash. You can uncomment this one. Here the default command as SQLite. I'm to change it as MySQL. Database, I'm going to go to my created database. So I'm going to open up my XAMPP server, XAMPP, click admin. Here I'm going to make the database. Right, so what is the database? I'm going to make it, right? So I'm going to make the database. What I do, I'm going to tell db jms. I just give the name as jms. Okay, you have imagined this is a company I'm going to work with. Okay, so some other project. Okay, so I just give the name as jms. You can give any name if you like, right? So let's go to my browser. So here this browser is open. So here I'm going to do this here. I'm going to here create a new database. Here give the name, whatever name I gave here, that same name I am going to create the database. Right. I have created successfully. This is the name. The name I have configured here. This is the user credential while I install the XAMPP. Root is a username, password is that, right? So that would be fine. So let's file save all, right? That should be fine. That file save all. Now I'm going to make the migration part. So PHP artisan migrate. Press enter key on your keyboard. So there, so here, so all the things are migrated. Right, so you can see here all the things are migrated. You can see here, right? So based on this database, right? So right, perfect. Now what you're going to, if you're going to check it, you are after you, this is a table, this is a database name. If you click structure, here this all things are there, right? All the tables predefined. When you install the Laravel, the predefined tables are coming here. The migration, these all things are all the things are configured into your database, which is which name you are gave. Okay, so this is the name you are gave. It will be configured. Okay, right? Perfect. Now what you are going to do is you have to go to first. I'm going to open up my documentation. All the things are there. Okay, you can see here all things are there. So I give b n m as a database. I have just changed it as, right? It's no problem. I migrated. Now you can run the Laravel. If you want to run the project and check, you will be able to run the project. Okay, so here I'm going to run the project and check it. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is here. So in file via my database, right? Full terminal. I open up the new terminal window. Here write PHP artisan serve command. Right, so I have run the previous project so that I just stopped the server, presenting on a keyboard. Right, so I'm right. I just copy this over here, paste it over here. Now you'll be able to see the dashboard of the Laravel 11. You will be able to see the Laravel 11 dashboard. Right, perfect. You have done the things perfect. After that, what you're going to do is you have to go along with the documentation. Then you will be able to do the project without any barrier, without any difficulty. Right, after create the migration, all things are, you have to add the additional. So after that, what you're going to do is here you are all the migration you are run successfully. After that, you have done the multiple authentication. You no need to create the user again. Okay, when you install the Laravel, user has been created. Only the thing you have to do it here is you have to add the additional column, which name is role, which is a user role. So here you can see here, once you install the Laravel project, defaultly the migration file, you go to the inside the database folder migration. You can see here over here the user table is created as default table. This is a user default table. You no need to run the migration command to create the user table. It's already there. Now here you have to make the role and everything. You role, all the things are maintained over here, right? Some of the developers are using, you have to create another user role. That is not a Good. Okay, this is the way you have to use it. This is the default come in the user table. You have to use it over here. All the user role are reside on this migration only. Whether it may be a admin or user, all things are you have to save here this schema, right? So how to do that particular task? So what I'm going to do is now I already run the project, so I'm going to open up a new terminal. Click on this. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this migration command. So copy this, paste on over here. PHP also make migration add role to user table. Add the role. Okay, add the role to my user table. So I want to need another column. So you have to write it. Okay, what is what PHP migration add role to I have to add the another row. So I add role to which table? User table. This table I am going to add the row. Which table I am going to write? Table users. You have to specify the name of the table which is the users. You have to write this one. Migration add role to this one. Okay, this command you have to run it. This is already there. You no need to go anywhere else. You can get the code over here. Press enter key on the keyboard. As you can see, there is another simple migration file has been generated. Now, this table, this file, what you're going to do is simply what is the column you needed, you will be able to add it. So, what are the things here? Here, this is the table. This is the table column we needed, right? So, here, what's the table name? So, I already here default user is default role is user, right? So, here table string, this is a role which is a you can see. Imagine you have a if you are any confusing what the role, you can see over here. I'm going to get the notepad. If it is an admin, if it is a system, there is the system should consist of these two roles. One is admin, another one is a user. But by the default, the user is a role. By the default, when you go into the user, the end user, the user is a default. So we have to use the user. Right? The admin part we are cover about the security purpose. When you add the record, when you add the record and all things have you have maintained with the admin. So that's a very security we have to give the security where we have a need, right? So we have a user over here. The default user how to create. We have need another column from here. Email we need another column which is a user. So this column is not there. So we have to add the additional column. So we have to run this migration command, right? So after that we have a drop. You have to write the drop. This is the first function. Up function is a drop function. You have to write it over here. This command. You have to paste this command. Table. We have to specify the name of the table here. This is the. We have to give the string data type. All the things are well. Here you have to drop the table. Sorry, column. What's the column? Row. So you have to write drop it over here as well. Then only it will be created. So let's file save all. This is a column name which is a row. Default which is a user is created. Right. So after that. Once you save it, you write again, you write the migration command, PHP artisan migrate. Right, done it. So let's check it back. User, if you go to the user, ID name, you email. Here, this role has been created. Congratulations, you have created the role. This is the very standard way I have explained. Right, very simple way. Right, okay, this is the string data type which is we need a table column which name is role. By that by default when you add the record it will be save it as user, right? The ordinary user are using the system it as a user. If it is admin it is make it as admin. Okay, later on we have discussed about these things, don't worry about that, right? So after that this up function you have to write like this, and here we have to write the drop down function. You have to drop column, you have to write the same column name over here. That's it. Right, perfect. Right, we have done so far. I hope you guys you understood things well. Right, after that we will make the controller part. Controller, I already discussed about these things. We have a two roles. What are the roles? Admin and user. Okay, we have an admin and user. We can't, if we are only make the login form, how can I register the user? So we need a two things, login form as well as a register form. So I have to make this step by step how to make the login and registration form. Let's follow the step. First I'm going to install this first controller, copy this. I want a login controller. Press a login control. So login control. So okay, login. Okay, this is a login controller. This is the user control. So login controller. So login. You write PHP artisan make controller admin. Inside the admin folder, we have create the admin controller. Okay, so I'm going to create the controller, which is the two controls I am to create it for the login. One is a admin login controller, user login controller, right? So this, if you run the particular command inside the app folder HTTP, here we have inside the controller folder, we have to create the another folder which is admin. Inside the admin folder, there should be the new controller has been created, which name is admin controller. Let's run this command. Now you can go here inside the admin folder, there is a admin login controller has been created, right? After that, we need to do the another things. We have to run the second command, which is a login controller, user login. So if you run this particular command, you will be able to see here we have created the another folder, which is a user folder. There is another controller has been created, which is a login controller and admin controller. Perfect. We have done the things perfect. I hope you guys understood the things perfectly well. Right? All right. Perfect. Now what you're going to do is here I have done the user admin controller and login controller successfully. Now I'm going to go to do the another thing is I'm going to update the code. Right? So here for the login controller, admin login controller, user login controller, here you have to first I'm going to update the code and I will be explaining it. You reside on when you click the when you create the admin controller, you reside on inside the app folder. There's a folder which name is HTTP. After that, inside the HTTP folder, there's a controller folder. Inside the controller folder, admin login. So here where I have to update the code here. This is simple code snippet. I'll be explaining this control what's the code we needed for admin login, right? After that, we have another which controller you have created, user login controller. But this one also, we have to copy this code. I'll be explaining, don't worry. You have to paste it over. It is reside on where? Here the user folder. There is this one. So here this is the controller we have created. Inside the admin folder, admin controller, user controller, user login controller, right? It's a simple code. You don't worry about that, right? So first what you're going to do is we have to implement the code. So first we have to implement these two things. At the namespace, you have to implement use hash. Okay, use hash app models user, because this is all the data we are communicate through the models. This user model. Okay, when you add the data and edit the data, or you have user credential, all things we are communicate with the database via the model. This is the data, right? So this model in the user, we have created the one role. This is a role we have created. So this role also we have to put it over here as a role. After the password, we have a role because we have a save all here. You can have a role also, right? So these are the default create. These fields we don't need them. Remember token, these all things we don't need. These are defaultly created when you create the project. These are the fields we have created by ourselves, right? Now what you're going to do is here. Now this controller we have it consists of index function and admin check function, right? So this one we have explained it later on, right? So what happens is, so how to check the user credential, everything I will be explaining step by step how the login works and login. These are the action method work of this controller. I will be check it once you've done the route and views, then only you will be able to understand the perfectly, right? Now I will be implement the codes, right? These are the user controller code. I already copy and paste it. User controller code. Okay, here I have get it from here. Here, this is a user controller. The user admin control and admin login control. The user login controller, right? Perfect. After that, we have to make another controller for admin registration purpose and user registration purpose. You have to make two different controllers. So that also we have to make this one. Admin folder, there is a controller, this one. User also we have to make a user folder. We have another one which is a user registration controller, admin registration. Here also we have to update this code. Admin, sorry, you have to go over here. Admin registration controller also you have to update this code. A simple code. This is a simple code we have to update it. Only we have a simple code. This one we have to update it over here. This also we have to edit this model, this hash and this model as well, because when you add the data and we have to check the validation part, all this we have to through this model. So we have to implement the models where your models resided. Right? It's a hash because we have to test with the password. Right? We have later on we have to explain it. Right. Let's go to the user login controller. Here also, this is the code. Just copy this code. I am going to paste it over here. This also we have to these two things. Just copy it. Just paste it over here. Right. So this is all the codes you can get in from this website. Right. Okay. Let's follow the steps. Right. So we have already done the code of the admin controller, register admin register controller. Out of the user login controller and user registration controller. We have all the code we have to implement that correctly. Right. After that, what you are going to do is we have done the successfully well. After that, we have to get in touch with the middleware. What is the middleware? Right. So some of the students are not aware about the middleware. Middleware is the routes. If you make the security, it not coming. If you make the routes where is a URL is coming from. Imagine if you have a URL like that, this is the URL, you have to write it here, this one. If you make the URL like this, if you are not put it the dashboard here, you admin use a dashboard. If you are not to implement the middleware, it automatically coming the particular dashboard. Right? We have already made the security. So security purpose, we have made the middleware. Right? So middleware, so we have to create the middleware of the project. So how the URL is URL security purpose. We have to make the middleware URL security purpose. We can't give, we have to give the permission for URL. Right? This kind of the user is accessing this. Admin can use control all the system. User controller can access. These are the particular URL only. All things we have to make the security purpose. We have to implement the middleware. Right? Middleware we have to have a code is a middleware. You install it here. First admin middleware. Copy this. Paste it over here. So admin middleware, you have to create the admin middleware. Another one is a user middleware. Right. You have to create the admin middleware. You can see here the user admin middleware and user middleware. You can see here. Right. You can see the app folder, database folder. You can see it is created. Here this is the Laravel project example app HTTP middleware. Here it has HTTP. Here middleware. It's created. Here's middleware, admin middleware, and user middleware. Here we have to make the permissions, right? So here, what I did here is you can see there's a permissions, but here you can put it here inside this handling things. Once a request is coming from the route, it is coming. If the URL is, if the user is checked, username and password correct. And again you have to check the role of the admin. If the admin role, it goes to the admin controller. Check it, right? If there any problem with the role, it is goes to the where it will be redirected. Okay, if the login and username and password and both are correct, it should be fine. But whether it is not the admin user, it is redirected to the admin login. Again, that is the security. Okay, if you are username and password, whether if you are an admin user only, you can access the admin page. If you are not a admin user, it will be redirect to the which page you have to redirect. You can give here. It redirect to the admin page, login page. I have given you. Same thing here as well. User also. Even here also the same thing. You have to check it over here. It will be checking whether it is a user or not. If it is a user, only it will be when you enter the email and password. If the user email and password is match, and again you have to match it the role. If all the role are match, it will be go to the particular page. Otherwise, it will be redirected to the login page. That's the thing it will be checking. It will be fine, right? Those are the things we have to done it well, right? Model also we have to done it successfully, right? These are the middleware implementation. After that, we have to write another thing is that in middleware we have to register the things. In Laravel, below 10, below 11, make it as Laravel 10, Laravel 9. You have to implement the middleware as a kernel file. But this one is you have to write it here. This one we have a register the middleware. You have to go to bootstrap. It's a bootstrap folder. There is a file which is a app dot. If you are expand the middleware, there's a bootstrap. There's a file called app.php here. This second one, this one middleware. This with middleware. Here you have to make this one, right? So we have tried it here as well. Admin, your admin pages reside on where middle. You have to make the where your this one we known. If you want to use this one, okay, we don't need this at the moment. I have to remove it. So if you want, you can write it. You write like this. No, don't worry. This one. So here, admin and user. So admin middleware reside on where inside the app folder. You can see the app folder. To expand the app folder, there is a middleware folder. Inside the middleware HTTP middleware, your user middleware and admin middleware. These two files are there. You'll be able to see these two files. Right? Perfect. We have to implement the two middleware. We have to register the middleware file. Right? That's the thing you have to write. We have to tell them here, bootstrap, you have to tell them where the file is resided. Then only it will be set it. Right? When the request is coming. Right. Now all things are done. The security pass is done. Now we are going to the view part. Right? View, we have to make the view folder as a admin view, as a user view, as a registration, as a login view. Right. First, let me make the view. So let's go to my project. View reside on where your resources folder, views. Here inside the views folder, there is I'm going to make it as a two different views. One is a admin, another one is a user. I'm going to make two different folders. After that, say the views folder, I'm going to make one file which is a layout dot blade dot php. This is nothing but a layout file. It's a layout file, right? Okay, it's a layout file. Okay, it's a layout file. The views folder, there is a file which is a layout file. This is a template file, right? Now you can see the resources folder. We have to create the layout.blade.php page. This page, what I did is a say basic layout. So we have to write in VS Code editor, or on shift key down and press 1 key. You have to get this mark. Click on this. Your HTML code will be automatically implemented like this. Now what you're going to do here, I'm going to copy this code, healed content. So the simple way. So what are the content we have loaded? It will be loaded as a healed content. Okay, sir, healed content. It will load it as a healed content. You have to put it here. Right? If it's the administrator, the HTML and this part we don't need them. Only the healed content with the body part only loaded. Each and every. This is the blade. Okay, this is the template. This all things are covered about your bootstrap CSS style. All things are covered about. This only the healed part. This is the content part. Right. Now let me implement the bootstrap. So here go to the bootstrap official website. Type bootstrap. Click on this. Click on this implemented bootstrap style. Implement it over here. Present Control S to save all. Right. You have to implement the bootstrap as well. Right. Now the view structure. We have create two different folder, admin and user. Select the admin folder. I'm going to create these following views. First, you have to create.blade.php. This is the registration part. Another one is a login. So we have to write these two things, right? So create blade.php. So here, admin folder, right click, new file. You have to create dot blade.php. This is the first file. Second file, which is a right click, new file, login blade.php second file, right? It has two different login. Okay, login. Okay, so what is it? Create login blade.php. Right, that's two different. Right. After that, we have another one is a dashboard dot play.php. It's a dashboard, right? It's a dashboard login.php. After that, we have another page we have called as tanks.play.php. This is the four different pages we have inside the admin folder. Okay, create.play.php, dashboard, login, and tags. For these four pages, we have to select this four field there. Just we have to put it here. Our user as well. Our user as well. These four fields you need the user as well. Okay, user as well. So just copy this, copy, select all the order on shift key down and select all things. Copy it, right click, copy, select the user folder, right click, paste it. Right, done successfully. Okay, this is the thing you have to do it. Right. Now create a blade dot. Here is the registration form where the registration form is there. So here the admin registration. Just copy this, paste over here. So this is a blade file means HTML, CSS. So here this one blade.php. So this is a heal content mean this heal content will be coming here. This here the content. Right, the layout we have the layout. This file what's the name you are given, the same name you are given. Layouts, if you have put it here layouts, you have put it as layouts. So only the layout. So keep layout. This content is the content for registration form. Right, registration form you can see consist of there are three fields: first name, email, and password. These are the fields. One submit button. You can see here there is a CHRF token. Okay, understand the registration form. Right. After that, I am going to make this second one is a login form. The simple login form we have to make it as a CSS style as well. Right. It's a login form also admin page. So I have to explain. Don't worry. After the dashboard, so admin dashboard. That's what you have to make this simple code for the admin dashboard. Right. So after this, a tags. Once you register the user, you have to make it as a tags. Right. You have to implement all the codes. Right. View part. After that user part, first the same code you have to copy and paste the user control as well. User view. The user part. Right. After login. User login. Just copy this code. All the codes are given. Don't worry. You have to. I will be explain the code. Don't worry. If I written and explain, you have take more than 5 hours time to get, finish this video. Okay. So the user dashboard. Our user tags. Right. Everything perfect. Control to save. Now what I'm going to do is I have to implement the route as well. Let's go to route folder, web.php. So here I'm going to implement the routes. Okay, so these are the routes. I'll be explaining. Don't worry. Okay, don't worry about that. All the source code I'll be explaining. Don't worry. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement the path where your route is exists. This is the path. Copied the path and put it over here. Here also the only thing you have to do it here. This route we have put it the separate folder user login user slash user login controller here slash user registration is also user, right? That's a user. All right, that's the thing I have write it here. Now that's all things we have did it perfectly well. We have done it perfectly well. That's all things. Right. Right. So now we have to do the another thing is we have to make the another one we have to forget it from this block, that is a we have to make another controller which is a user admin user registration controller. It's a dashboard controller. Okay, admin user dashboard controller. You have to make the dashboard controller. Okay, so here we have a user dashboard, admin dashboard. So you have to make the controller. Okay, so you have to make this here. Create a controller, which is a I'll be explained. Don't worry. It's user also. We have to user dashboard controller. Another one is a admin dashboard controller. I will be update the code. Okay, don't worry. You have just copy this all code, right? The user dashboard controller, admin dashboard controller. Sorry, this one admin dashboard means that it will reside on the admin folder, not the user folder. Admin. Right, it will be there because the admin dashboard is not there. No need. Right. This dashboard, admin dashboard, you have to copy this. User dashboard, you have to copy this one. Admin dashboard, we have to copy this one. Right, that's it. We have successfully completed. Right, we have successfully completed the project. Right. Now I am going to implement the simple advanced part as a clear the cookies and session after logout. So that also the must. So here I am implemented for that we have a complete series I have explained it. So after the routes I am going to get this one as well. So because that is this one also very must. So you have to copy this code. I am going to copy this. I'm going to implement it over here. Trying to make the controller. So here, okay, if I do the project correct way, so that's why everything I have to give to my students. So I can copy this. Based on this, you have to clear the session and cookies. Okay, so here after that, it will be created on the middleware. Clear the cookies and session here. Here also we have to make the code which is this one. Clear the specific code this one. You have to get the response. Okay, so you have to paste it over. This is very must, right? Okay, you have to write it over here, right? This is clear the specific cookie if this exists. List of the cookies clear. All things are you have to write over here, right? So this is the thing you have to write it, right? After that, what I'm going to do is we have to do the thing is we have to register the middleware. So middleware also we have this cookie also we have to register middleware. So middleware bootstrap app. Here you have to register middleware as well. Okay, which reside on here. Clear session cookies. This one. This color cookies. This one. Clear cookies. This one. This one. I have mistaken cookies. After that, we have to apply the middleware routes. So okay, the routes we have to implement it. So here we have a go to web. You have to implement the route of here. Clear this one. Log out when you log out the page. That's the thing you have to write. Right. Now what you're going to do is now I am to explain. Okay, right. I'm going to run the project. So already running. So I'm going to do the things as here. Here I'm going to run the project, right? So here it's running. So if you want to register product, you have to register the if you are registered, is registered as a normal register. It's a problem. right? Let's go here. You will be able to register a user. Okay, so I'm going to write saman at gmail.com. 123 is the password. Save. User save. If you want to login saman at gmail.com. Just login service. Now I will be explain the process, right? First, I am going to go to the route web.php, which is route. Go here. When the request is coming, so the user authentication. You have to first request is coming /register. You write /register. You can see here logout register. This goes to the page, which is a registration page. So here this one. So it's a user registration. When the user registration, right? So it goes to the user registration page. So create page, it goes to create page. So how to go to the path you have set it here inside the HTTP user controller user registration, right? So it goes to here register page, user register. It goes here. So you have to implement dash and user. But this is model where we have to add the record into the table. This model where we have to add the records. Okay, so we have this one, right? So here what you are going to do is you have to add the hash and this one. So here when you click on this page, admin.create page will be open. This method will be called. Which method? This method. So it goes to this page. Which page? First method we have to create is called. Okay, I have tell that route, which is a create. So here web.route we have to call the create method. So here when the basic get, so create. So it's create. The create mean what I'm going to, it's goes over here. Right, so you have to call this one also create. Okay, call over here. This method will be executed. This method create. So it will come in here. This create method will be executed. What are you returning here? It goes to the user folder. Create action method. So it will be showing this page. Once you fill the form, click save button. It goes to the route register. So here what we are going to do is we have to go to here route. Here what is the thing? It's a post method. When you submit the data, it's post method. It goes to the register page. Store method. This is the store method. You have to go to store. You have to register user registration. So what you are going to do is user. This goes over here. This user registration. This store action method. Receive all the values and it will be storing the data, right? So it will be storing the data as a user. So we no need the role because the defaultly when you create the user, it will be defaultly the user will be created as a model as a what is the things. Here is the migration. You can see here when you create the migration, what I did here is defaultly the table should be user. So we no need the role here. User. Default is a default we have set as a user. Default is a user, so that we no need that. Right here, default is a user, right? That's the thing you have to get the data, right? After that, what I will do is after register the data, after register successfully, it will be redirected to user thanks page. Here we have to return the view user thanks block data. Here you have to write it as a thank you message will be displayed. Right, very simple. This is how we have made the application. Right. After that, if you are moving to the admin part, so after that we have to make the security part, which is a middleware. What is the middleware? I have already explained. In between route and controller, we have a middleware. That's a middleware because of the security purpose, the authentication purpose, right? Without a middleware, we can't make the security of the application. Everyone you are logging your system and corrupted your system without a security. So every system need a security, should have a security. Then only we have to maintain the system secure. Okay, otherwise we can't secure the system. So we have to make the security. We need a middleware, right? So middleware section, inside the middleware folder, you have to see the user middleware. This is the middleware when the user communicate with the when the route communicate with the user, in between the routes and controller there should be the middleware part. Middleware part, there is a class which is a middleware, there's a function handle. Here it would be check or check the user role as well. The user, it will be login and redirect to the login page. Okay, if the user is logging successfully, whether it is if the username and password is correct for the user, it has a role as also the things is correct. It is belongs, it goes to belongs to the view particular page. Otherwise, it will redirect to the login page. Okay, so that's if the username and password not correct. Okay, so that's why it will be putting here. When you implement this one, we have to write this auth part. You have to implement the auth flow here. This all the source code I provide you. This auth you are given the rest request after that auth. Right. After that, we have to discuss about the admin part. When the admin create the same thing, when the route is request the admin, so if you are writing the dashboard, when the username and password correct, you have to write it in user dashboard as you are putting to the middleware. You have to write the middleware here. I have simply write the middleware over here. You have to put in the middleware section here. User dashboard. The username and password correct. It is open up the middleware. This one. It's login successfully. You have to create the user login. You have to auth username. Here have a logout button. When you click the logout button, here it goes to the route user logout. So you have a route user logout here. User logout. It's a middleware part. So clear the cookie as well. So logout. So go to that as username. Logout here is logout. Auth logout everything. Session also we have to invalidate it. Regenerate token. After redirect to the login page. These are all the things we have covered. The same thing we have to do the admin as well. The same thing you have to do the admin as well. When you request the URL, you have to see the URL. What's the URL of admin? Here, multi-authentication /admin login. The request is coming. It goes to which controller? Index method. It goes where? Okay, so here it's a you have name it as admin login. Okay, so here if you are clicking this, it goes to the routes. And if your URL is coming like this, it goes to admin login page. So sorry, mistakenly I type in. Go here. When you request to add this command about the this one you have to register. I am going to register the admin again. I haven't registered the admin. Dave at gmail.com. Password would be 123. Here Dave. Here I'm trying to log in. Gmail. So Dave is successfully. What I did here is same thing. When the request is coming, it goes to the index page. Dave admin login index page. Here it's redirect to the login page. Here, sorry, create the user. Okay, when you create the user, if you feel this, click save button. It goes to the admin register page. So admin register page, which is the route admin register here. Admin register. It goes to admin register. So admin register here. When the request is coming, it's go to the admin register page. It will register particular rate. It is the same thing. Form should be redirected. After that, when you click submit button, it shows the data. Here you can see here user we no need the role, but the admin we have to write as a role here. You have to, here you can see the user registration. We no need the role because default user should be the role user. Okay. When you register admin, we have to put it this additional field which is a role admin. So when you save the data, it will be saved. Okay, so here now you can see Dave as a admin user, which is an admin user. So it will be as a admin authentication, right? So after that, what I did here is redirect to the after save the data, it redirect to the admin tags page. The same thing. Or the login also the same thing you have to do it. When you log in the user, here is the logout. When you log in the user, it will be check the username and password. So here, when the route is coming, here login. It goes to the index page. It will redirect to the page. So you have to force method to check whether user is admin user or not, along with the role. Here it is checked along with the role. Okay, so here the check username password, the role which is admin. If it is admin, it will be open up the dashboard. Otherwise, it is a error message. It is open up the admin dashboard. So admin dashboard means this admin dashboard it will be open. It redirect to the admin dashboard means this dashboard. Okay, this is all the source code I provide you. Okay, that's the thing we have to do it. Here, this is the middleware. We have to put the security over here. Simple security. We have security. We have a call as a auth here. After you call it here, whether the user is admin or not. If it's admin, it will be passed into the respective dashboard, which is admin dashboard. Otherwise, it will be redirect to where it's a login page. If the user is not authorized for admin, it is redirect to the admin login page. That's it. After that, clear the session. This simple stuff. The after logout, so all the session should be clear, so that we have to write this page to response to clear all the sessions details. This token, the cookie token, all the token will be where we have to clear. That's the thing you have to write it. I hope you guys you understood things well. You have to do this program. I all the source code I attached below. You have to get them. Thank you for watching.